Aloha, beautiful beings of light. Rick Ely, thanks for tuning in. I'm hanging out with my teacher, my kumu, Mr. Dusty Staub. It's true. It's true. The thing about my mentors is they don't mind me sharing the beautiful wisdom that they share with me as long as I quote the source, right? As long as I quote the source. There's my source. Thank you. Thank you, Dusty. You've been so generous and so kind today. We were working on filming part of our journey to personal power, and we were talking about leveraging your strengths. And thank you. So I do this because this is the experience I want
Yeah.
to have. We talk about creating the experiences you want to have in life, being that which it is you want to experience. I'm doing that, man. I'm living my dreams. I'm hanging out with my friends, and I'm learning and I'm growing. That's Pono. Talk to me about what we're going to learn inside of leveraging your strength.
Well, what you're going to learn with this segment and with the worksheet that goes with it is how to begin to build your power, your effectiveness, and your grace in the world in a much, much more potent way. And that is by beginning to shift from focusing on self-criticism, the inner critic, and beginning to turn that into an inner coach, taking the harpy and turning it into a muse of inspiration. When we focus on our weaknesses, which is where many people are, and when we get down on ourselves because we think that we have a gap or an issue or a problem within ourselves, we don't feel strong, we don't feel effective, and we try to fix that gap. We try to fix that weakness. And it's really the wrong approach. It doesn't get you where you want to go. If you really want to step up to a much higher level of functioning, the key, all the research the past 20, 30 years is saying, focus on your top strengths and look for ways to build on those. I like to say leverage. How can you create leverage? By looking at your top 3 or 4 strengths and looking at 3 or 4 ways for each strength that you could begin to express it, to live your best life, to be your best self, to be even stronger. So the key to that is how to focus on strengths so that you can become even stronger. And there's a baseline for that. You can't do that unless you know who you are, why you're here, and what are the 4 guiding values. And unless you've also begun to claim your inner genius. Now, if you haven't done that work, which is steps 1 and step 2, even without that, step 3 will help you. It's just you get so much further when you know step 1, purpose and values, and you know step 2, claiming my inner genius. Now, step 3 is I really want to leverage and build on my strengths. Just doing that, building on, identifying, leveraging your strengths is going to help catapult you forward. When you put all 3 together, it's amazing what can happen.
Well, this is going to be a lot of fun, Dusty. We kick off the journey to personal power come January 4th. And
Yep.
so it'll be open enrollment from January 4th on. We'll kick off the journey to vision in February and then kick off the journey to fulfillment come March. Incredible Pono journey, man.
Yeah. And I just want to say one thing. One of the things that I like about what we're doing with Pono Quest is as somebody goes through those segments, Journey to Personal Power, we'll then have an open coaching session to talk about that for about 90 minutes to 2 hours for anybody who's been through it. And anybody can join in. And when we do the second journey, the journey towards vision, when we finish that, the same thing. And when we finish the third journey, the journey to fulfillment, we will still be doing the same thing. So there'll be those 3 coaching, leveraging opportunities to talk live with Steve and you, Rick, and myself about how we build on that. And then I think we're going to try to do at least every 6 weeks a live session where we can continue helping people grow and develop and build on that. So for me, that's very exciting because that's where we get the live interaction. We get the people sharing their growth and we can do some creative problem solving and build on those strengths together.
Think about it like this. You're going into if you're considering going into journey to personal power, what you're going to be entering is a lot of people that are looking for the same thing: how to activate it, how do I do this? How do I really be an empowered human being and live
Yeah.
my best life? How do I do that? So you're going into a place, you're into a group setting, if you will. You're in your own journey, right? But then you're going in each week. You have the opportunity to interact with the group and the coaches and get your questions answered, get the feedback that you need. Like if somebody wanted to hire you, it's $600 an hour. They're going to be able to come into this with the cost of a course right now, right? And be able
Mhm.
to get all of that interaction. So you talk about value proposition. I'm grateful to be able to spend time with you, to be able to shoot these videos, to be able to go through these workbooks. Not everybody gets this like I do. I understand it. I'm doing my best to share them with you guys. I really am. Each week you'll be able to show up. And that'll be fun.
Yeah, yeah. It's fun. It's fun co-creating. And for me, again, I'm coming back to the Hawaiian concept of Pono, and coming back to the concept of the importance of the heart.
Mm.
And as Horst Schulze, the former CEO of the Ritz-Carlton, said, "You're nothing if it doesn't come from your heart." It's not, he could have been quoting one of the kahunas in Hawaii about the essence of the importance of heart. So much of the time over the past 45 years of my life, coaching and working and developing with teams, individuals, organizations, families, communities, I keep seeing people putting their emphasis only here. This will get you screwed up and get you in trouble. The real emphasis is here when it comes from your heart, and you let your heart inform your head. You know what matters most, and you then use your creative mind to execute against what matters most, as opposed to your mind trying to dictate to your heart and to your life what to do. So for me, we've got it wrong. We need to begin to cultivate and listen to the heart. And that's, for me, the essence of really claiming your power in this world. And then using the creative genius within you, using that creative aspect of the mind, using those faculties in service to something greater. And that to me is really fun. And it's wonderful working with you and Steve on this.
Kind of the essence of Pono coming
Yeah.
from your deepest heart, coming from that place that is, I like how you talk about it in the principles of Aikido, keeping the weight under you, being centered just below your navel. You're always just a little bit knees bent, always ready to flow and be in the
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah.
Talking to a man who's never been in a fight in his life, right? You got a guy who come up to him when he's a young man with a Bowie knife ready to cut his hair off because he had an afro. Am I wrong?
Well, I actually got beat up a lot until fifth grade. And it was in fifth grade that I learned the essence of verbal Aikido without even knowing there was a discipline called Aikido. And it was, you know, and we talk about that in the power of Aikido, that free gift that we've given out to the world. Um, and so after fifth grade, so from fifth grade on, I was never in another fight. And I diffused multiple fights and multiple situations, not only for myself, but for other people, using those principles and that guidance. Again, coming from the heart and using my head in service to it. So yeah, if you're dealing with bullies, you're dealing with fear, you're dealing with people who are abusing power against you, against other people, then the power of verbal Aikido, the free gift that Pono offers, would be a great thing to see and look at. There's a worksheet that goes with it. And then if you want to join us for the journey to personal power to build on that and take it even further, please do.
Yeah, do that today. You could just click the button and sign up. And if you haven't
Yep.
registered inside of PonoQuest, just go to ponoquest.com. It's free to register. If you want to be an affiliate, you can do that as well. You can share all of our content. But more than anything, come play with us. Come inside. Come inside our house. Come inside our backyard. Come
Yeah.
play with us. I mean, life is meant to play. This is not. You can take life as seriously as you want, or you can just enjoy it and have fun with the people that you want to, the people that you create, the people that come into your fold, into your center because you brought them there.
Yeah.
It's your journey. It's your journey. We're just here to play with you along the way. So sharpen, sharpen every opportunity to be the highest ideal of me, an observation of the highest ideal of humanity. I really am living my best life. I hate to say like there's nothing to work on, but that's not true. There's always stuff to work on, right?
Yeah.
Even when you're living your best life, even when you're doing the things that you dreamed you would do one day, there is still room to grow. There's still room to grow.
And Rick, I'd say if you know you're good, it's easy to go from good to great. If you're not thinking you're good, it's very hard to go from not so good to good. So claiming your power, claiming yourself is knowing where you're good. And now it's going to be easier to go to great. And it's easier to make that journey if you do it with people of a similar heart, similar mind, who are on that journey too. So I'm going to have to sign off because I've got to move on.
Close us out, Dusty. Close us out.
All right. All right. So I just want to say that, for me, there's a wonderful Sufi poem that I used as the front piece for my second book, the 7 Acts of Courage, Bold Leadership for a Wholehearted Life, that book. And it is, sing a song of glory and you'll be that glory, for not are you but song, and as you sing you are. You thought you were the teacher and find you are the taught. You thought you were the seeker and find you are the sought. Sing a song of glory and you will be that glory, for not are you but song, and as you sing you are. So sing your song of glory, and we hope you'll join us.
Aloha.
Aloha.